Here we go. We are live on Facebook, and maybe I'll put this onto YouTube as well. It's Marilyn Devonish here from Transformations TM. I am here with the fabulous, wonderful clairvoyant Gina Batt.
Hello.
And we thought we'd do a very quick Facebook Live to tell you about a couple of things that are happening very soon. One of them is live now, set it up day before yesterday. So it's now live, it's out into the world, and you can win a clairvoyant reading with Gina, or you can win an online coaching session with me, and it is a free prize draw. Free to enter. All you need to do is enter your name and email address. It automatically then enters you into the prize draw. And then there are ways that you can get extra bonus prizes. So we will talk about that. And I'm also going to have Gina share a little bit about what the clairvoyant reading entails if you've never done one before. So this will be the page that you're heading to. That's basically what it looks like. So you enter your name and email. It will then put you into the prize draw. I've put a few terms and conditions on the page just about how to enter, what's required, the way that you can get your bonus points. So Gina, first of all, do you want to say a little bit about you, what you do for people who have never met you?
Yeah, well, this will be a brief run around the world in Gina's world. I am ex-theatre, ex-film, television, radio. I used to work in that medium, a lot on theatre and on the stage. I've been psychic since I was approximately 3.5, 4 years of age, and been doing readings and channelings professionally for over, oh, good grief, this is scary, 50 years. I'm aging myself, but does that matter? No. So basically, for a reading, I will ask permission because I'm a permission-based clairvoyant. And once I have your permission, I will sit at my lovely little desk, which I'm at now. And then I just ask my team, I tune into my team, and I ask them, are there any messages? Is there any information for the person that I'm reading for that day? And it can be anything from 1 page to 4 pages to, I think the biggest was about 11 or 12 pages of me writing away, trying to keep up with what they're saying in my head. And then when we connect, that is when I share what was on the channeling first, then we go to questions or other stuff that may come up. Sometimes when we first connect, because I like to do it either in person or online, once I connect energetically, the connection is that much stronger. So information may come through about aches and pains in the body or other things that are happening around you. And that's basically how I do that. I also work as an artist, and I'm setting up as Ask Gina Art as well. So that's what I'm up to at the moment and what we're going to share on the 28th. We can have so much fun. You got to come.
Oh, well, that is absolutely amazing. And sorry, when I was just sharing this to another couple of pages. When I'm sort of doing this, I am listening, but I just thought I might share this live on some of our other pages. And as people respond, sorry, it's going bing bong, which is what you can hear with that sound. Apologies to the viewers. And so you can win a clairvoyant reading with Gina. Now, Gina, I'm guessing you'll be doing these readings online, but you tell me.
It's dependent on the person. If they want to come to my home, that's absolutely fine. But otherwise, yes, I'd probably do it through, I prefer Skype as the medium that I work with.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Or telephone.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
And the same for me, you can win a coaching session. Now you can do whatever you want in that session. So you might decide that you want to do a bit of Huna, for example, with regards to that. You might want to do some clearing, or it might be a straightforward coaching session. So my suggestion is enter the prize draw. Now, the way that you enter, easiest way to do that is to go to www.transformationstm.com. It's coming along the bottom of the screen on the ticker tape. Click the red What's New button. A panel will slide out, and then it's the very first thing that you will see, and it just says click here to enter the prize draw. It's free to enter, and you can get extra entries by going back every day and just clicking one button. You've got about 15 days as we stand at the moment if you're watching this in real time, and I will announce the winner on the 1st of February, but the prize draw closes on the 27th of January. So get yourself entered to do it. Seriously, Gina is uncannily accurate, and Sunny has given me permission to mention her and share that, but Sunny still talks about when you did a reading for her. Now she's in the United States, so you were presumably on Skype or phone, however you did it, but you talked about her getting a job where a white van was going to take her across the tarmac, which made absolutely no sense. She then ends up at Massport, the big airport in Massachusetts. It's a great big hub. And to get to the building that you had also described, they walk her out the building, that she gets into a white van and they drive across the tarmac. So that's how uncannily accurate you can be. And people always, I remember when I invited you when we did The Secret, the screening of The Secret, and I think that was the first time I'd coerced you in to do some readings. And I remember a woman who wasn't really into this stuff, I said, Gina, just go and do a reading, see how you get on. She said, oh, is it going to be scary? I said, absolutely not. So she walked out with and came back in just amazing. So do not miss the opportunity. Enter the free prize draw now. We are also getting ready for MBS, the Mind, Body, Spirit Energy Fest. Technically speaking, it's the 12th year, but we are talking about the in-person. So this will be and the reason we didn't do the 10th year is because, of course, the pandemic, we went into lockdown. So we couldn't run the event in December 2020 as we had originally planned. 2021 was still a bit up and down. Last year, still a bit chaotic out in the world. So we are running the 10th annual event this January. So you've got a couple of weeks away. It's Saturday, the 28th of January in Watford. So for those of you who know Watford, it's about 20 minutes from London, Euston on the train. And so Gina and I are now starting to really narrow down what do we want to do for the 10th year. So we've been going through everything that we've done over the last 12 years because we ran it online as well, and picking out what will be some of the audience favorites. So if you happen to be watching this and you've attended MBS during the 10 years and you have a favorite, let us know. We'll see if we can slot that in. But Gina, I'd love to hear, what are some of the things you are planning to do at this 10th and final Mind, Body, Spirit Energy Fest?
Thank you, Marilyn. This year, wanted to do something really big and new and fresh. And so I sat with my team and obviously waited for information to come down for me as to how to best serve and help others. And it's going back to the beginning of time, from the very beginning of time in this universe that we are living. And that's a whole process. And part of that process is also going to encompass something that I did back in 2014. And I'll either do one or possibly both, I don't know. But the orb. It's like a mirrored orb, and it means that everything good can filter into you, but anything that's negative is just deflected and reflected away. But it's a form of protection. So that's one of the things. The other thing that I've done before, which included 2014, is the Silver Cord of Life. And that's to do astral traveling. We won't do that in the room because we want a packet full of lots of stuff, but we need the new stuff as well as the old stuff. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. The Wall of Mirrors, the Heart Protection, which links in very nicely with, over to you.
Oh, well, Linda Campling. Yes. So what I've got goosebumps. What we're going to be doing this year is it's our final year. I decided it would be really lovely to showcase some of the people who have attended MBS over the years. So I've got 4 of our previous attendees who are going to be attending the workshop, but I thought while they're there, if they would like to, and they've all said yes. So one of those is Linda Campling. She's a heart math trainer. So to complement what Gina is doing, she's going to do a session, a heart math session, tell us a bit about heart math, and also then do an experiential.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So yes, and I'm still going through it because 10 years in the room, I have got the PowerPoint slides and I'm just going through everything. I'm going, oh, that could be, oh, well, no. So anything that would incorporate enhancing what we do and what we have done over the years, that's what I'm looking for over the different years, because there's just so much that we've done and we've covered with so many magical results for our attendees. So what are you up to? What are you planning on doing?
I'm still mulling it over. Like you said, there's so much. So like yourself, I started going through all of the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And what was really interesting, it's not the way we had planned it. It just happened that way. There would always be something new that both you and I were doing that we were doing for MBS. So during the time of MBS, I became a soul plan. practitioner, for example. During that time, future life progression, so they did a session on that. During that time, core issue therapy, did a session on that. So there's always been something new. Access consciousness, blending it with the Huna. So I was going through and a bit was like, oh yeah, now if we did everything, we need a week. We need to go away for a retreat and do a whole week.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea. So, actually, I know that I did the retreat with Kathy Hector in Spain.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. And a couple of weeks ago, the picture came up on the memories. The owner of the retreat commented on it. I said, oh my gosh, because I planned to do something in 2020. I was going to do a photo reading and transformation retreat. And of course, that didn't happen. And she was saying, well, we're still here when you're ready. I'm like, oh, now you're saying that. I'm like, we could. Anyway, I digress. So I'm definitely going to do some of the old favorites. So the Huna and Access Consciousness is always a favorite.
Good.
The thing that we do with the letter, we're going to do that. That's always a favorite. I'm not going to say what that is because, don't want to spoil it for people who've never done it before. I might incorporate a piece of the soul plan, but in a different way this time.
Cool.
But because I've got the soul plans of people who attended in those first years where we would give them a soul plan reading.
Yeah.
So I might cross-reference them on a spreadsheet. It's going to sound a bit complicated now. And just see if there's one of the 22 aspects of the soul plan that is common to the majority, or there's an overlap in the qualities of that, because what we can do is we can look at the potential attributes and how do you enhance those as we go through the year. We can also look at the challenges, and maybe when we're doing the clearing processes, we specifically work on the limiting beliefs related to that aspect of the soul plan. Because I know there was a lot of overlap with the people who have attended over the years, because just going through them, I was like, oh my gosh, they've all got the 9-9, for example. So thinking of doing something like that. And let's see, there was a list. Let me pull up my list because there were just so many. Oh yeah, that was it. So the higher self therapy, I don't actually think I've done that in the room before. Okay. So that could be a really nice one to do, where we're connecting in with and calling in the energy of the higher self to help us with the clearing. And I think that might complement very nicely with your team, as you call them. Yeah. So that could be one. I don't think I've done any dowsing on it as well. And with the
you're wrong.
Oftentimes when I'm doing sessions with clients, I'll use the dowsing. There you go. So you always bring your pendulum. And so with this one, okay, give me a clear signal for yes, and it will move in one particular way. Okay, give me a different clear signal for no, it moves in another particular way. And it is a really good way for doing a very quick diagnostic. So I might do some dowsing sessions with people. That could be a fun thing to do. Often I do them by proxy for clients. So I'll say to clients, have I got a permission to ask a question on your behalf? The client is watching. Even as I'm thinking the question, it starts to move, and I'm then start laughing because they don't even know what I'm thinking. And I'll say, I'll see, and they will laugh and go, oh yeah, that's the right answer. So I was thinking it might be nice to do something like that. Yeah. Oh, we're doing the piece on the body. This is where Annika, I always say, I say Anique, she pronounces it Arnica. So, but Anique van Genderen, some of you know Anique, she's going to do a session on the body for us, because I'm going to be introducing people and giving them an experience of the block therapy. That's going to be something that's brand new for this year. And aside from the people on my e-newsletter list who came to a little secret gathering with the creator of block therapy back in May of last year, this isn't something that I've really publicly shared very much or talked about. And it's the thing that I used. My shoulder was frozen for the first 5 months of last year, did all the traditional osteo stuff, went to see my GP, went to see the physio, went to the hospital, did an x-ray. It came back that I had osteoarthritis and I could barely move my arm. So that's about the extent of the movement. And after 5 weeks of block therapy, it was back to full movement. So it's been amazing, even just after a couple of days of doing it. So that's going to be brand new, and Annika will complement that. We're going to have one of the other segments we're doing with one of the attendees is a lovely Winifred Carnero. I don't know if this will be something people have probably never seen before, but she can manifest gold from her fingers.
It's fabulous. I mean, and it's astonishing. because you think that can't be possible, but it's there happening in front of our very eyes. Yes, it is possible. It
she mentioned it on one of the workshops. I was like, what do you mean? And she went, I can manifest God. And I was like, what? She went, come over. So I went over, and everybody else is doing what they're doing the exercise, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what the heck? And I said, can we show this to other people? She's like, okay. So everybody's then gathering around. And so we're going to do that when we do the manifestation pieces. We start looking into the future and what is it you want to create and the power that we have within us. Winnie's going to do a segment on that. She's also going to talk about her wonderful vibrational salts, the bath and shower salts. I'm telling you, they are
amazing,
out of this world, like nothing you've ever experienced. And she puts particular vibrations into them. So she's going to talk a bit about that. She'll probably maybe bring along some so people can experience it. And we've got Denise Davis, who is bringing the quantum healing wand. And I've been following her posts on Facebook about this, a little bit like block therapy in terms of, you know, just lying on the block for 3 minutes and it's having these miraculous life-changing impacts. The wand is a physical wand that works on a particular frequency. So Denise is going to do a quick talk about that. She's going to bring the wand with her. So again, in terms of the body part of the Mind, Body, Spirit Energy Fest, we experience some of that wonderful healing energy. So there's a lot, and I'm looking at the list that I've got, because there's like 35 things on it. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do all of those, of course, but I'm looking at the list. I'm aware we have some serious paring down to do. One thing I can say, as you know, Gina, whatever we choose, and you and I, we often decide independently what we're going to do, then we talk about it and go, oh my God, then we might do some, hey, what about this? What about this? So if I do this, can you do that? And weaving it together. But one of the things I'll say over the last 10 years is whatever we've decided. And do you remember that time we were at the Grove having lunch?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And you went to the bathroom and I'm sitting at the table and I'm like, because we were having a lunch talking about MBS. And I was like, oh God. And I had this vision of the black and the white. And we're gonna write on the black side of the card, and then we're gonna do this with the white. And you're in the, and now I'm like excited to tell you, now, where the heck is Gina? What is she doing? You were in the bathroom having a vision and writing down this thing that came to you about the black and white exercise. And that often happens.
It do.
So there's a lot that we want to cover. All I can say is, whatever we choose, whatever we include, whatever doesn't get to make the cut, the workshop is always amazing. And I was just going through some of the feedback forms before Christmas, and we had, so this one, it might be a bit small for people to read, but I'll read it for you. So this one says, the speakers and the sessions were more than brilliant, and it was life-changing, because that's one of the things that people always say about the MBS. Someone else said this workshop was beyond expectation. Everything that I put on my list that I wanted to address before I got to the weekend was what came up on the course, as in what we decided to cover. To be cleared, it's amazing, refreshing, enlightening, and blissful. And when asked, would you recommend it to others, they were like, yes, yes, yes. That's what they wrote on the form. And this one, I think this was one that made me laugh. This is one about the muggles. Oh yeah. So they said it was powerful, freeing, fun, friendly, and inspiring. And they said the biggest impact and benefit is how I feel refreshed to go back out into the muggle world after reuniting with my lovely spiritual family in Watford. And the reason I smile at the muggles thing is the hotel that we used, it was a Jury's and it's now Leonardo's. They've just had a rebranding. It's 5 minutes from where you get the bus to go to Harry Potter World. So that's amazing. But one of the things that people said consistently as I was going through the forms, even if they had never attended MBS before, it felt like family. And for those who have been before, it's a wonderful reunion. And when we've had new people, there's that moment when they walk in and everybody's chatting away, because we've had people who've come back every year. Because one of the things that, do you remember when we ran it that first year? It was going to be a one-off, because I had said to myself how it all started. I said I was not having a good time. So I had a really bad time. 2009, 2010, with what was going on with the work that I was doing, what was going on with my dad, where he'd been diagnosed with cancer. The end seemed to be what we hoped, but he would be okay. So all of that was going on, and I was sitting here at my desk. It's a different desk. I've got a new desk now, but sitting in this place, and I was like, That is the worst. I can't even contemplate even thinking about next year. I need to do something. What do I need to do? And it's that conversation with self where I call putting it out there. And that night, stroke early morning, early hours, normally about 3 a.m. for me, I woke up and the voice was, and it's the voice that I listen to, you need to work on the mind, the body, the spirit, and the soul. I said to myself, I know how to do that. I'm a hypnotherapist, I'm a coach, I'm a this, I'm that. I'm trained in about 20 different modalities. And the voice said, yes, you can do that. And how about working with other people? As in somebody who does that bit, and then by the time we got to about 6 a.m., I was like, oh my God, if other people are feeling the way I am feeling, so if I'm feeling like this, other people may be feeling it. And what would happen if I did the mind bit, I got somebody in to do the body bit, I got somebody in to do the spirit, somebody to look at the soul. And I then had to sit at my desk and wait till 9:31 because I didn't want to ring anyone super early. But you were the first person I called, say, Gina, can you do the spirit bit for me? Just say yes.
Yes.
And at that point, Gina didn't know how to use PowerPoint, wasn't creating documents. Gina's PowerPoint and the handouts she creates put mine to shame. But she was like, but I said, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do all of that. Just say yes, come and do your stuff. Then I called somebody for the body bit, and that's how it was born. And I had planned it just as a one-off, but it was so amazing. People saying, well, when's the next one? And then the second year, I went around the room and I always say, you know, why are you here? What would you like to get from the day? And we had 7 or 8 people who had been that first year. Every single one of them said, everything that I worked on in the room last year came true. So I'm back for more of the same. And that's how it then became the annual reset event that it is today. And I have, you might recognize this one, Gina. You probably haven't seen it for a while. I don't even know if you've seen this quote because I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
But this was from Amana Shaka, who came to the very first MBS. She landed a curveball when we were doing the future pace bit and said, I think I want to work in Saudi or Dubai and teach. She'd never been to Saudi or Dubai. She did not have the relevant teaching qualifications. And she's me. She's black with dreadlocks. That's not the first place you might think of going to teach. So as she said it, my brain was like, what's she talking about? And then my other brain was like, Marilyn, today she's not your friend. She's your client. So if that's what she wants to do, let's help her work on that. And then we did some Huna and Access as well, you know, following the workshop. But she set that intention in the room at MBS. The following year, she couldn't attend MBS because she was out working in Saudi teaching. The story of how that unfolded will blow your mind. There's a YouTube video. What I'll do is I'll add the video link in the comments of this. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll add it in the description. Watch that video. It is a masterclass in manifestation. Just crazy. So for those of you who are maybe on a smaller device, I'll read what it says. So it said, almost everything I called for when I went on the first MBS workshop has manifested. 0 credit card debt, worked in Saudi, moved to Atlanta to be with my children, get in the vortex. And that was from Amana Shaka. Don't pay any attention to the link there. That is not the link that to use to book for the final event. It's along the bottom on the ticker tape, but it's www.bit.ly/MBS Energy Fest. That's the current link to use. But that was from Amana, who couldn't make it. And she sent this for the group. Because she couldn't make it, she sent us some pictures from Saudi where she's in all the full get up. She sent one when she was on the sand bike as well, and sent her best wishes. But she couldn't make it because she was out living her life. We've had several people over the years. There was Noreen, do you remember? She said she wanted to be traveling exotic places. She couldn't make it the following year. She sent that wonderful picture of her in an exotic place. So it happens. There was Keith, who wanted to, for the first time, really experience deep, true love. He came back the following year, brought his girlfriend with him. It's been just crazy cool and just so amazing. So, oh, Gina, you haven't seen this for a while, I'm sure. Here we go.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Wasn't that? Yes. Amazing times.
I think that was from the first or the second MBS workshop.
Wow. Wow. I no longer keep my glasses on the top of my head. They have to stay on my nose so that I can see.
Oh, but yeah, so that's a bit of a blast from the past. So that's the MBS in a nutshell. So there's always a mixture, a bit of theory, particularly if we're introducing a new concept or something new. So for example, Gina, I remember the one you did, the thing about how do you do readings,
Yeah.
everything from, you know, the traditional where it started with the teacups and all of that. So you often get a little mini masterclass session. It's experiential because there are processes, there are clearings, there are guided meditations, there's self-reflection time, there are some exercises that we do. Actually, I must remember a couple of actually, Gina, if you need anyone to bring anything, let me know, because I'm going to put the journaling instructions together in the next couple of days. So I'm just saying as a note to self, so it's here, and I might go back and say, what did I say again? So people are going to be asking people to bring a small towel, because you're going to use that for the block therapy. Going to be asking people if they're old school and they have a paper diary. I haven't put my new pages in yet, they're still sat here on my desk, but if they're old school, bring your diary. If you have it on your device, make sure you have that with you, because we do an exercise where we're doing a retrospective, so have people have that with them. Is there anything you can think of that will be useful for people to bring with them?
Enthusiasm, willingness, fun, laughter, pen, paper, and their good selves.
Wonderful. And an open mind.
Very much so, an open mind.
So it's always fun. And if you're sitting on the train on the way there on the 28th of January and you go, oh, pen and paper, there's always pen and paper in the hotel room. So yes, you'll be good as well. But yeah, I've got my favorite pen that I've been using for nearly 30 years. So because it's ergonomically shaped. So I do like to bring my own pen when I'm doing workshops. But yeah, so and if there's anything else, then we will let you know. But normally you just turn up and everything else you need is provided for you. But Gina, is there anything you wanted to say in closing with regards to the clairvoyant reading that someone can win, the MBS, anything else you wanted to share?
MBS is a one-off, and this is the last one-off we're going to be doing. It will be more magical and more special than ever before, because we want it to make a bigger difference than ever before. Have a magical time and sign up. Come and join us. You will have a good time. That is a promise that we can fulfill.
And it's a transformational time. It is life changing. It's I've got goosebumps again now. It's life changing. It's beyond. There's also, when you look at the booking page, when you go to the bit.ly site, it's just there on the screen now, bit.ly/MBS Energy Fest. You'll see there are two options. There's a workshop only, or there's a clairvoyant lunch. Now, with the clairvoyant lunch, I think we're going to go back to a format that we'd used before, where the people who have booked the lunch, we have a bit of time. Normally, I think it's better to come back earlier than we can either, before we go to lunch, we do that little segment, because you always do almost like a word for the year, something that the ethos is about. And this year you've chosen the world, you've done the word, you've done the channeling for how that impacts us. Do you want to say anything about it? I'll leave you to say whatever you want to say about it, but
the word is reveal, and I channeled that on the 8th of November 2022. And since I channeled that, quite a few things have already been revealed, whether it's personally or globally. And be okay this year if stuff is revealed to you. Now, it may be an R, it may be an ouch, but either way, it's allowing you to know who you are now and giving you the opportunity to know which direction you want to go in or path you want to take for 2023.
Wonderful. So Gina will talk more about that during the clairvoyant lunch. One of the things that people seem to really enjoy when I did it previously was when I was doing the tarot readings as well, for people who are joining us for the clairvoyant lunch. And we go to the Global Buffet in Watford. It is amazing. And I had some very fussy eaters as friends whenever I've taken them there.
Allergies galore. They cover you. You're sorted.
I know every single person I've taken there, even if they're a little bit of a fussy eater, a little bit sniffy. Number one, they walk in and it's kind of dark and you're like, what the hell is this? And then you just go, whoa, and they're like, what? And then they disappear off with their plate, because you can just eat as much as you want. But it's gorgeous, and it's dishes from cuisine from around the world. And if you've got the patience for it, Gina,
Yes.
I don't think you realise this, but when we went for dinner, because we were with the Watford African Caribbean Association, we went there for the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
There's a guy who does the steaks to your liking. You have to wait though. It was about a 20-minute wait. There was also a guy, I think, making sushi. So I know, but you know, some people love that. But the steak thing, and the fish, the way you want your fish done. So there's something for everyone, whether you're vegetarian, meatitarian, or something in between. So we're going to the global buffet. What happened last time? Everybody went off. They went off to get their food. Came, and there was like 5 minutes of complete silence where people just like. And then somebody looked up and said, we need to come here again. You need probably about 20 trips to that place to actually eat your way round. And I've been several times. I still gravitate to my favorites. I made myself go further into the restaurant when I went for Christmas. But we're going to the global buffet. So, you know, that will be the clairvoyant lunch. Gina will do more of the channeling piece. Hi, Sandy. Gina will do more of the channeling piece. I will probably do the tarot readings. Might also do a bit of the Huna energy to go with that. So you've got the option of coming to the workshop or also doing the clairvoyant lunch as well. But as Gina said, this is the 10th and final year. Hi, Lynn, how are you? This is the 10th and final year. We would absolutely, and Happy New Year to you, Sandy.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. We would love to have you come and join us live. If you're someone who's like, yeah, I'll come next year, there is no next year. This is the final one. We've had huge amounts of fun running it, and it just feels like the time is right now to go. We're good. I think we did what we set out to do, and then some. And this is it. This is the final countdown. So we would love to have you come and join us. Lynn, I am delighted it's all good with you. That is absolutely wonderful. Someone was asking, am I live streaming it? My answer to that was no. I could do if people were interested in that, but that really wasn't, you know, what I was thinking when I set it up. So this one is in person. If there was enough interest, I can look at doing the live stream. We have the facility to do that. But, you know, it's about demand, because of course then it takes a bit more energy and attention to take care of the live streamers and that. So this one is in person. But yeah, if you've been on the fence, as I know some people have over the last 10 years, come and join us. It is always absolutely amazing. It is life-changing, it is transformational, and it is just such a fantastic way to clear any blocks, barriers, challenges that you might be experiencing, and really set you up for an absolutely fantastic new year and beyond. Hi, Ward, how are you? Lovely to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, that's it. Get yourself booked on. Hi, Ward. Get yourself booked on. The website link is going across the ticker tape. Join the free prize draw, so you can do a clairvoyant win a clairvoyant reading with Gina or a coaching session with myself. Once I've selected the winner, you can choose. We won't be offended if you choose Gina. I won't be offended if you choose me. Gina won't be offended. It's fine. You choose the one that feels right for you in this moment. Absolutely. And it's absolutely free to join, and loads of different ways you can get entries. But the key thing to start it all off, share the MBS link, use the hashtag MBS Energy Fest, and then there are various buttons that you can click, and they add more entries to your prize draw, and you can go back every day and do the daily entries as well. And all you have to do is click a button. So that's on my transformationstm.com website. Click the red What's New button. The panel will slide out, and then you'll see where you can click to enter the free prize draw. Right, Gina, thank you as always. Thank you for coming out to play for these last 10 years. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Joy, thank you for the invitation to join you. It's been amazing, and it's going to continue on the 28th of January 2023.
Wonderful. And the final thing that we were thinking of doing, I was saying, look, it might be a really good idea, as we're bringing this to a close, that we both pick a couple of our favorite processes. We put that into a handout, and then people can have that to take away. So the MBS energy continues for them, and they've got some things that they can. There was one other thing.
Okay.
The bonus recording.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yes. So if you have booked by this Sunday, you will get a bonus recording. Now, Gina, as far as I'm aware, has, this is a bit like, oftentimes like, Gina, have you ever done this? No. Would you like to? Could you do it for me? And this is one of those times. Gina has the most amazing processes. She also channels them because she's a clairvoyant and has been for the last, 50 odd years now.
Yeah.
So her processes are amazing. And the one that she's taking us through, the beginning of time, I was saying, could you create an audio version of that? That again, it can be a gift to those coming along to the final MBS that they can have and use for themselves, that takes them back through that process. Gina has said yes. So what we are going to do is at the event, you can add some suggestions for what you'd love to have on the recording, so it feels personal to you as well. And then in a couple of weeks, couple of months time, depending on when the studio is available, Gina is actually going to go into a professional recording studio, because that's the kind of woman she is. I told you she surpasses me now in terms of how she likes to roll. So she's going to go into a professional recording studio and record the audio, and all of you who are attending will have that as a gift from us as well, that you can use to carry on the MBS momentum. So is there anything you want to say about beginning of time or that recording, Gina?
The way my team share it is, in this universe, each of us, a bit like going on a holiday, you book your holiday, you book the things that you want to do. Then when you're on holiday, the experiences can be wonderful, amazing, magic, or there can be a couple of us, ouches, I'm not doing that again. Going back to the beginning of time is a bit like doing that, but you don't know what you're going to experience in this universe and our planet, our world. When you go into those lifetimes, you have no idea what you're going to enjoy or not. We're going back to change the negatives and put more positives in, and that's really what it is in a nutshell. So my hope, and from my team, and from the beginning of time, we'd like you to have this year as sort of like the best holiday you've ever been on, because life is just that good.
Wonderful. So make sure you've booked by Sunday, the 15th of January, 2023. And that means you'll get that bonus when Gina creates it and records it, and we'll send it out to you as an MP3 recording. So yeah, that's your early booking gift. But thank you also for watching. Thank you for the people who have attended MBS over the last 10, 12 years. Thank you also for those of you who have shared MBS with the people that you care about, because that's the reason we can continue, is because people have continued to come along and join us. Even if you can't make it yourself, if you know someone who could benefit from any of the things we've been talking about here today, please feel free to share the link with them, share this video with them, and also let them know that this is their final opportunity to be in that wonderful room and energy and dynamic. So wishing you all an absolutely amazing 2023 and beyond. And here's to all of our health, good wealth, prosperity, success, happiness, love. And as one of my friends, someone I used to work with, a lovely guy called Andrew, he would say, I wish you all good things.
Magic. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.